And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our next series, to the quarter. Oh, no, never mind. Never mind. But welcome back, regardless. Welcome back to the Sparkling Tuna Cup number 82. Number 82. I do apologize for the stream going down, but again, hopefully that has resolved any network issues. I've switched to a different Twitch server, and hopefully this server is more stable. Fingers crossed. That also means that the Twitch VOD has been broken up. So, sorry, the YouTube VOD has been broken up. So unfortunate that did occur, but hopefully it is smooth sailings from here on forward. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have our red Terran player. We have our red Terran representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran from the land of South Korea. It is Percival. We're here for all the TvTs, Papi. As a reminder, the winner of this series will potentially go up against Ryung, Baby Marine, or Honmono in the next round. So we have a wall full of Terrans on one side, and we have all the other Protoss players on the other. Here we go. As we are jumping into our quarterfinals match. If you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Let's go. Let us go. As predictions are open. Coming into this, I'll be honest, I don't really know who to favor. Part of me wants to lean towards Nicoract just because he is a much more active player and he has been on the rise. But at the same time, Percival is likewise also up and coming, has also been returning to the scene, returning to competitive play, also been improving as well. I do think they're quite comparable in skill, but we'll see who will take out the other this time this week. Here we go. Shout out to the tuna. Shout out to the tuna. So do move out. So here we are moving out. Reapers are amassing. Double gas open out of Percival. Likewise, same out of Nicoract. So far we have mirrored builds. Both players are going to be delaying their expansions. Both players are working towards faster factories. This can lead into reactor to Reaper Hellion. True, can lead into something a little bit more aggressive, something a little bit more assertive. Otherwise, this can also lead into earlier Cyclone production, earlier tank production as well. Our players should not be going for all-ins, though. They should both be expanding. Should be looking to expand. As the Reapers, they do deflect each other. Likewise, as that natural. So Nicoract will expand. Likewise, so will Percival. So far, so good. Reapers are building up. And we do have a divergence here. So we have Percival. He doesn't go for the earlier add-ons. He goes for a faster starport. Meanwhile, Nicoract does embrace those add-ons. He does go Reactor Reaper Hellion. So much more aggressive early on by Nicoract. Percival, meanwhile, he is going for faster tech. Now, this tells me that there's going to be a small window. There's going to be a timing where Nicoract can do some damage. As we have our first Cyclone on the way from Percival. Dips in with the Hellion. He does come across the main army. As Nicoract is distracted, Percival, he moves in. Does slip into the main. Heads for the mineral line. SCVs are going to be going down. He gets one so far. Boys are being pulled. Nicoract, he's racing back home. Is racing back, and he's going to lose 1, 2, 3 SCV kills, losing up to a 4th. Ooh, this is getting out of hand. Yeah, 5th worker goes down. Percival is cleaned up, but so far this is solid damage. This delayed the aggression of Nicoract. More importantly, it also gave Percival more time to secure himself, to get into the Cyclones, Hellions, Marine production, to build up and get ready for the assault, for the counterattack. As Nicoract has been delayed. Looks like he's going to double down. We're going for a medevac follow-up. This tells us that we're going to be loading up and zooming across the map. Nicoract, he wants to deal some counter damage. The pressure is on. Pressure's on Nicoract. as Percival currently has a lead. See if he can maintain it. Here comes that drop. Similarly to what Percival just did, Nicoract he can distract on the front lines and then drop into the main. And pull this off. There it does drop in. Drops in, catches a couple of Marines. Not bad, gets a couple of Marines, gets an SCV, but nothing too major. Has to back off, saves the Cyclone, saves the medic. Up! Oh my god, whew, barely does save the medivac. Likewise, more importantly, gets a tank. Very big pickup. Takes down one tank, gets the hell out of there. Very nicely done. The drop in the main base was negligible damage, to be honest. Wasn't anything major, but the tank, that was impactful. That was important. Reapers will go back in. They delay the third CC. They scout the third CC as well. Without getting up to 4 kills. Oh, being a little bit wasteful towards the end, but it's fine. The Hellions do survive. And Nicoract, he does retake, or I should say, he's looking to stabilize. Still down in workers, and actually has no third CC of his own. I mean, he knows about his opponent's expansion. He knows that it's on the way. Nicoract, he's going to commit. And he's building up his forces, building up more Ravens, more tanks. And Nicoract, he may pull the boys with this. We'll see. Either he throws down his CC as he pushes, or he just commits to a 2-base all in and just pulls the boys. Scan reveals lack of expansion. Initial drop out of Nicoract. Army does move out. And I don't see a third CC yet. Regardless, hybrid committed here from Nicoract. And the goal of this move out needs to be at least to delay this third base to contain Percival onto 2 bases and get his own expansion. That should be what he's at least hoping for. The most would be to snowball out control and just end the game with this push. Tanks are sped. Nicoract is coming in with the disables. Does he gets 1, he gets 2. Oh, gets 3. It takes down all 3. Likewise, counter disables. Oh, and all tanks that get disabled. The bio army's pushing through. The auto putting in a lot of damage. But the disables are running out. Yeah, they're running out. Percival, he holds. GG gets called. It was a 2-base all-in. And Percival, he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Percival does take a lead in the series. Does take game 1. And again, Nicoract was completely all-in with that push. I mentioned earlier that he wants to at least delay the third, but he never threw down his own. Never threw down his own expansion. Did commit, wasn't quite enough, and with that, Percival takes a lead. Does take a lead, and now, jumping into game 2. Jumping into game number 2. We'll see if Nicoract can bounce back and force the ace match over the lens here. Personally, I'm hoping for an ace match. I'm hoping for a game 3, but honestly, this could still go either way. The pressure is on Nicoract. Here we go. Pressure is on, and spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have our red Terran player. We have a red Terran representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran. It is Percival. Leading the series 1-0. Here we go. Again, there was nothing too crazy when it came to the last game, when it came to the openers. So we had mirrored builds. We had Nicoract unfortunately getting caught with his pants down and did lose too many SCVs for Leon. But last, Percival was able to maintain a lead from there. Nicoract, he was forced into a 2-base all-in. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to break through. We had some nice disables, don't get me wrong, but likewise, Percival had the counter disables. Tanks were not a factor. I say tanks were not a factor. Percival had 1 tank over his opponent, and that was the difference there to pull off that defense and to defend the natural base. GG. GG. Well played. From there, we can calm things down. Once again, double gas opener out of Percival. This time, Nicoract, he mixes it up. This time, only one gas. Only one gas is being taken. So Nicoract is going for a faster CC, a more economic start by our Red Terran this time. And now suddenly there's going to be a little bit more onus here on Percival to get damage done instead. More onus on Percival. There's that factory on the way. From here, he can go into Reactor Reaper, Hellion. I mean, for the time being, for the near future, Percival, he doesn't know. Like, neither player does scout. It is uncommon to SCV scout in TvT. Likewise, it is uncommon to move out with the first Reaper. So we should be staying back at home. You can see Percival, he is scouting, he's checking the nearby locations for a proxy. Staying at his natural. Likewise, Nicoract doing something similar. Safety bunkers on the way. Bunker for Nicoract, CC for Percival. Gearing up towards that mid game. Do you have the earlier reactor here from our Blue Terran? And he is going Reactor Reaper Hellion. So it's almost like a role reversal. Almost. Where this time Percival, he's going for the same opener that Nicoract went for last game. Is going for the same opener. Nicoract on the flip side is just being more greedy here than either player was. Just now getting to his starports. Tech Labs on the way. That should be for a tank production. For eventual Ravens. And Percival, he will soon move out. Building up his Reapers. Now, Percival, he is only going up to 3. He could go up to 5, but for now it's only 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions. He is now switching into bioproduction, switching into tanks. His small force will move out, but he's going to run into a bunker. There's a bunker waiting for him. Now, Percival could try to rush past. Could rush past the bunker and go for the mineral line. Oh, yeah, he goes for it. Yeah, it does rush past. So he gets 1, he gets 2. 2 SCV kills. Takes down the Reaper as well. But when Nicoract doesn't quite have enough to deal with this, he has to fall back. Cyclone is a couple of seconds away. Reaper's a bust in. Cyclone has arrived, and Reaper's they're forced out. The Cyclone is enough to hold on. Percival gets the hell out of there. Gets the hell out. Does pull away. Will escape, and they're losing a single Reaper. Decent start. That is enough to recover, to bounce back. Nicoract did have the initial economic lead, but now suddenly it's a little more even. Still slightly in favor of Nicoract by like half an SCV. Outside of that, has evened up, and Nicoract just rushing into a third. Oh my god! Economic opener into a very fast third. The greed is real here out of Nicoract. Very greedy. And for the time being, Percival does not know. He does not know of the greed. He is moving out with the initial drop though. Again, the pressure has been on Percival to get some damage done. He's still committing. He's boosting it. Boosting across the map. Setting up on the low ground. Oh, it is on the other side of the wall though. A little bit further back. It is within range of the depot. Oh, delays the third TC. Avoids a tank. Catches out the bio. At least tries to. Is forced back. Has to have to lift off. Does lift off. Tank bullies on the bio. Tank bullies on the tank, sorry, my apologies. Can he get it? Oh, barely not. Tank does survive for Nicoract. And Nicoract holds. Nicoract does hold on. Whew. Again, clutch auto turrets. Got a DPS down that tank. And Percival's getting his own third TC on location. Trying to recover. Trying to keep up with the third base of Nicoract. Still very tense. So players do retreat. Building up our bio. Double E base on the way here. Thankfully, no mech. Thankfully, as we're entering the mid game, which we have yet to embrace here tonight. But is going to be, of course, Stim into bio. We do have a prioritization of Vikings first, though, instead of medevacs for Percival. There's going to be a slight deviation. Oh, and we do have some updates. We have some updates to go over after the series. So I did just notice the brackets. Some surprising results. We'll get there. But now Nicoract will soon expand. Again, his orbital's already morphed in. Salvage on the bunker. He will move forward. Likewise, Percival also securing his base as well. So just calming things down. And welcome one and all to Ultra Love. We actually haven't really spoken about the maps too much here. Ultra Love is a small map. It can lead to aggression as a result, which we have already seen so far. But if we can get into the mid game, it can be very difficult to break a defending player. Like once they secure themselves on 3 and 4 bases, they can be very, very difficult to break. Very defensive. Percival moves in. Does move in. Also away the Raven. Does zone. Tanks moving forward. Liberators do siege up, and we're going for the dive. Oh, we get the disables off just barely. Hit 1, 2 tanks get disabled. Likewise, counter disables here out of Nicoract. For the Marines, there's just not enough. Not enough Marines. Army's breaking through. That one lib putting in a lot of work though. Oh my god. Takes down 2 tanks. Yeah, tanks are falling. So many tanks into that one Liberator. Jesus. He got like 3 tanks. SCVs fell as well. Percival, he somewhat maintains his position. Still moving forward. And again, no Vikings for Nicoract. That one Liberator. The Freedom. Was the MVP. And yes, Nicoract he holds. We're looking at the trades here. 4 versus 4. Both players lost 4 tanks. Nicoract he lost his Ravens to the Vikings of his opponent. In the end, Percival did have a better trade. He also did cripple the economy. So Percival he's ahead in tanks. Or sorry, I should say we're even on tanks. Percival he's ahead on Ravens. He's ahead on SCVs. He's ahead in economy. And I was getting a 4th CC. Getting a 4th base on location. That was a much better engagement for Percival. And Nicoract, he has to move out. He's going for his own drop. Oh. Marines, they do dive in. They delay the CC, not bad. Getting a tank. That is some damage. And this is necessary for Nicoract. This is what he needs to dive in, get 1 tank at a time, get a couple of Marines, a couple of SCVs. He needs to pick away at Percival and recover. Oh, as I say that, Nicoract gets caught out. Not like this. He's going to get caught. Both medevacs fall. And suddenly that was not as worth it here for Nicoract. Losing 2 medevacs and Marines for 1 tank. Nicoract, he consolidates his army. He's moving forward. But again, he's pushing into Ravens. And Percival securing himself. Liberated harass. Marines, they stem in. Percival out of position. And he's going to have to lift up. And Percival is not ready. So far, good trade for Nicoract. Ooh. Whistle goes off. Nicoract, he does unsiege, and that does trigger the stim. Yeah, the stim comes in. Takes down both tanks, then you just keep going. Nicoract, he's in trouble. He has to get the hell out of here. Does race back home. Command Center survived, and Percival still maintains a higher worker count. Still in a better position. Double starports. Mass Viking production. Nicoract from here still building up. It's one of those things where even though Nicoract is behind, with good positional play he can always recover, right? Especially in TvT. If he's able to be the first to siege, if he's able to catch Percival off guard, then he can still win a fight. It's just difficult to kind of see that scenario when you're down in Ravens. That's the problem here. Even if you catch your opponent off guard, disables, they nullify that. Like Percival, he can, if he has the Ravens with the main army, I should say, it can of course reactively disable and matrix the tanks and render them inert. Even if Nicoract is the first to siege. Ooh, as that's a kill the CC! CC goes down. Percival, he's about to max. He's maxing out here. Building up a greater army. 2-2 finishing off for Nicoract. Do you get mass disable? Yeah, the disables are going to be coming in. This is what we're worried about. 2 tanks go down. Still a lot of tanks behind this though for Nicoract. He can still break through. Can he pull this off? Oh my god. Vikings are shut down. The Metavacs, they can also land on the tanks. They can and they will. We get the mass land. Tanks get surrounded. Oh, Marines, they come in to reinforce though. Nicoract, he can still pull this off. For now, rotating. Does pull away, does rotate. Looking at the trades here. Percival, he had killed 3 tanks, but he lost 4 in the process. Viking can almost reset. And Nicoract, he does have... Oh, he's actually down in tanks. Down in tanks. But he's pushing forward with all of them. Likewise, more Ravens on the way for Percival. Nicoract, he rotates. Percival a little bit late to respond. Setting up on the high ground. Again, Nicoract, he's still very committed, still very all in. Like, he has no 4th. No 4th CC. No 4th base on the way either. It's all or nothing for Nicoract. He's getting desperate. Getting desperate here. Dropping into the 5th. Moving through the center. The CC doesn't go down. I got close. CC will survive. Cad's out some Marines. Better trade here for Nicoract. Does that forward, gets a free tank. Tanks late to siege. Oh no! He can save in. He can and he will. He gets 1. He gets up almost 2 tanks. There we go. He gets a 2nd. 2, 3 tanks go down. He gets 4. He gets 5. He gets 6. He gets all 7. And barely gets all 7 tanks. Whew. Very efficient trades. You can see here 7 tanks and 43 Marines go down for Percival. Nicoract did lose 5 tanks himself. Army rotates. Nicoract pushing into a tank line. Not going to be easy. Yeah, here come the disables. And GG gets called as Nicoract, he runs out of steam. He had some good fights, but remember, he had no 4th CC. And with that, Percival, he will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played, Percival. He will claim the series, will advance on. A very intense game. And again, we even had some better fights for Nicoract. Unfortunately, because he had no economy behind it, he was all in. He had no economy. He was all in. And as a result, he was unable to... I mean, he tried to, but he was unable to break the defensive line there. Unable to break them. And with that, Percival, he's the first to advance on. The first to advance on into the next round. Into the semifinals. Oh my god. GG. GG, well played.